from the happiest place in the Lone Star State. Welcome back to the Talking Mickey Project. TMP is your home for Disney fans of all abilities. Now, it's your host, Emma.
Hello everyone! Can y'all hear us on your end?
I think you might be able to. Hopefully you can. So, how is it going?
Well,
It is Wednesday night. We got a special interview that Emma did. We're going to play. Jonathan is here. Welcome back to Talking Mickey Project. Skipper Dad and Emma. Share the video, comment, subscribe. Talking Mickey. Sit back and enjoy the show. Awesome.
you are on the road, Jonathan.
You are awesome. Hey, Michael is here. Welcome back. And we got a lot of comments in there. Let's go check.
We got Mike.
Talking Mickey. I think that's actually Emma.
Yeah.
She said, smash the like button, guys. And let's see. I'm looking. Grandma and Grandpa are watching. They just couldn't log in tonight. But
yeah, we don't know.
hey, Grandma and Grandpa. Yeah. Hey, Monica's back. Welcome,
hey,
Monica.
I think I do picture.
That's right. She has a new picture. And Libby's back.
Oh, I miss Libby.
So thank you guys for being here. Tonight, Emma has an interview with
Mr. Omar
of Give Kids the World Village.
Elkalyoubie.
Elkalyoubie. That's right. That's a hard last name, huh?
Yeah.
But I think you did great. All right. So before we get there, guys, you want to tell them what's coming up next on Saturday and then next Wednesday?
Mike and Kelly are high.
Oh, hey. Hey, Mike. Good to see you. I love your picture with Figment there. Figment Mona Lisa. I love it. All right. So what's coming up?
Well,
Saturday night, we have another.
Saturday is my interview with Bill Skinner from Make-A-Wish here in Central and South Texas.
That's right. If you know about Give Kids the World, you probably also know about the Make-A-Wish Foundation. And this is our local regional chapter for Central and South Texas. Miss Jill was awesome on this interview, so don't miss that. Saturday night, it's kind of a companion to this interview, right? They're not the same organization, but they work together sometimes.
Yeah, it's called a partnership.
It's
like
a partnership.
how Disney and Coke does it.
That's right. That's another way. That's right. It's a way of looking at it. And then next Wednesday night, you have a special trivia night with a special guest host, a friend of yours, none other than
Patrick Kerrigan of Jedi Magic and More.
Patrick Kerrigan of Jedi Magic and More. And trivia next Wednesday night are trivia questions that Patrick worked on. And he is a huge Star Wars fan.
Yeah.
So here's the topic for next Wednesday night, a week from tonight.
Star Wars The Clone Wars.
Star Wars The Clone Wars.
The animated series.
That's right. Believe it or not, we actually watched this whole series when we lived in South Carolina.
Yeah.
It was really good.
Forgot a lot. No.
It's been a while, right? So these trivia questions are going to be tough. I'm pretty sure Patrick knows the answers.
Yeah.
And knows a lot more than what's in the trivia questions. But if you like Star Wars, join us because this one's going to be fun. Emma and Patrick will be hosting. I'll probably be just kind of hanging out and pushing a few buttons maybe, if I can get that straight. But this is the first time Emma's going to have a co-host, a guest co-host for her trivia night. A collab, right?
Yeah.
She's having a collab. All right. So again, please, that is this Saturday night.
Yeah.
Jill Skinner of Make-A-Wish. And next Wednesday night, Star Wars Clone Wars trivia. And before we do the rest, because the interview is coming right after this, talk about your supporters. So who is this, pray tell? I'm feeling fancy tonight.
Yeah.
So who is Miss Bridget?
Miss Bridget Lightford is our physical Disney planner for Stories of Trip by Miss Bridget Lightford. If you are planning your next Disney
Vacation,
cruise, etc.,
Mm-hmm.
Go check it out.
She does planning for Disney cruises, Adventures by Disney, Disneyland, Disney World, anywhere that's Disney, plus some other stuff.
Yeah.
Even the dark, shadowy place known as Universal Studios. But we don't talk about them.
No.
The place that shall not be named. But anyway,
The
she does
place
all
that
that,
took
and
all
she
the
is
right.
she is awesome. She is one of the top Disney travel planners for Storybook Trips, and she is our friend and Emma's magical fairy godmother, right?
Yeah.
So,
no offense, Nanny.
That's right. No offense, Nanny. All right. So that is that. And then also,
my mom podcast beyond disability Texas.
That's right.
Her first ever video that recently came out for it. If you are
if you have a family with special needs children or adults in it, check out Beyond Disability Texas, right? It's a podcast. It's out there on Apple Podcasts and Google Podcasts, but it also has its first video out on YouTube, and it's all about Fiesta and Fiesta Especial here in San Antonio.
Yeah.
And you need to check it out because Melissa did a great job.
Yeah.
And we're trying to get some new guests lined up so that, Emma, listen to me,
No.
so that Melissa can do more. But the idea is to find resources for special needs families and to bring those people on so that you can learn more about them, right? It's just a hobby kind of thing, but Talking Mickey Project kind of falls under the umbrella of that effort, right?
Also, I apologize for screaming earlier.
Screaming? When did you scream?
Because I was saying Patrick's full name and
channel. That's okay.
It's all excitement.
That's okay. We are about ready to get started. So let me make sure we welcomed everybody. Let's see. Hey, Brian. Good.
Hey, Brian.
Brandon. Excuse me. Brandon, good to see you back. I was reading something else. And I think we got everybody. But go ahead now. If you haven't, hit the like button. Because
we only got one like.
A certain mouse would be happy if you did.
And Rabbit.
Her?
And Rabbit.
That's right. And Rabbit. And we would be thankful if you did too, because we're trying to help Emma grow her channel.
Yeah.
So I believe now it is time for your interview.
Yeah.
So how do we start those? I don't remember. What do we say? Hold on. What? 1, 2, 3. Bippity boppity.
It's Mr. Omar Elkalyoubie from Give Kids the World Village in Orlando, Florida.
That's right. Well, welcome. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Well, we have a bunch of questions. Elvin, I was about to call her by somebody out with the name of somebody I work with. So I guess shout out to Elvin for whatever reason. Emma, I just got home from work. Emma has a bunch of questions for you, and she's been excited to do this. So are you ready to get going?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll put them up there. We'll put them up on the screen. So here you go. We're going to start out with the very first basic question, I guess. Huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
What is Give Kids the World Village?
So Give Kids the World Village is an 89-acre resort specifically for kids with critical illnesses that have a wish to come to Central Florida for Disney, Universal, SeaWorld, pretty much anything that Central Florida has to offer. And we're the resort that takes care of them and their family for an entire week, all expenses paid.
Wow. That's pretty cool, huh? We've seen a lot of stuff online. We've never visited. I didn't realize it was that big.
Yeah, so it's as big as a Disney park.
Wow. See, that's something easy to remember, huh? It's as big as a Disney park.
Wait, what one? Disneyland or Walt Disney World?
One of them. Anyone. Pick one.
I think they told us it's as big as Epcot.
Oh, to go at Epcot Center.
That's pretty big, huh?
Yeah.
That's pretty amazing. All righty. You ready for number 2?
Yeah.
Okay. Here you go.
What or who inspired the creation of the village?
So the village was established by obviously our founder named Henry Landworth, who was a Holocaust survivor, and he owned hotels on the Space Coast. So he housed a lot of the astronauts because the Kennedy Space Center on the Space Coast,
Yeah.
and occasionally wish granters would approach Henry about using his hotel for some of the kids that were coming to visit Disney World that had a wish to come to Disney World. And so back then, before we opened in 1986, it was a long process. And one of those little girls, one of the little children, was named Amy, and she was in the process of getting her wish, and unfortunately, she passed away before they were able to fulfill her wish. So Henry asked a lot of questions and wanted to know why. Why did it take so long? What could we do to make it a faster process? And with that, he established Give Kids the World in 1986 and started with one villa 35 years ago. And now we have 166 villas, so we can have 166 families in the village. And from there, we have continued his legacy. He passed away in 2018 at 91 years old. But we carry on with Give Kids the World, and we continue to expand on building and getting more villas. There's a plan for another 3-story building to be built next year so that we'll have additional villas. But we never turn down a wish. So even if we're at capacity, we will put the families in resorts nearby, and they can come and visit the village for all of the activities that we do, but they can stay in the hotel until we have an open space. But because of COVID, we haven't had as many families. We have a fraction of the families that we typically do, which is why we've been able to do events like Night of a Million Lights and our gala here at the village.
Yeah. And we watched the live stream, if I remember correctly. I can't remember how long ago it was, but it was the opening of the new pirate stage.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that was recently. So y'all have been, even with all the pandemic stuff, y'all have still been growing and expanding and preparing for the future.
Yeah, I mean, a resort that's open 365 days a year that we are, there isn't a lot of opportunity for some of those improvements to happen. So since, we were closed for 8 months completely, and we did a lot of improvements then, and now we've been open since March at a limited capacity. So certain areas of the village have been used for families to stay, and then we've been able to make changes, update, paint, do all sorts of things while we have fewer families. So actually, just earlier this week, we started Extreme Makeover Village Edition Part 2. They did one several years ago with a show, Extreme Makeover, with Ty Pennington. And now we're doing all of the villas that weren't done back then, that were newer then. Now it's time to update those. So I actually walked the village this morning because we're trying to figure out the course for our 5K. So I saw a lot of furniture being moved, and new furniture being put in, and painting done, and beds removed, and all sorts of things going on.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty exciting. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
All righty. You ready for number 3?
Yeah.
Okay. There you go.
Who is eligible
There you go.
to stay at Give Kids the World Village? And do you work with Make-A-Wish?
So any child with a critical illness is allowed to stay at the village. They get a wish. And if their wish has to do with Central Florida, then they come to Give Kids the World. And yes, we work with Make-A-Wish. Every single Disney wish, every single SeaWorld, Universal, Gatorland, anything that has to do with Central Florida, we will fulfill that for Make-A-Wish. So Make-A-Wish will send the children here. But there are over 200 other wish granters besides Make-A-Wish that we work with from all over the world. So we've actually fulfilled wishes in every state in the U.S. and 76 countries.
Wow, I didn't know that. I knew there were a few other organizations. I didn't know there were that many. That's great.
Yeah, they could be very small, and some of them only fulfill a couple of wishes here. And they can be very large, like Make-A-Wish, that does hundreds and thousands of wishes a month and a year.
Well, there you go. We learned something, huh? That's cool. All right. We're learning a lot, actually. What?
There's actually one here in Texas that we're trying to contact.
Yeah, Make-A-Wish of Central and South Texas, we're hoping to get in contact with so that Emma could talk to one of them about what they do. But I think that's our kind of our local, I don't know if they're called chapters or affiliates, but that's our local one here. We're in San Antonio, Texas. So, all right. Are you ready for number 4?
Yeah.
Okay, there you go.
How do families apply to stay with you?
So the families will, if they're eligible, if a child is eligible for a wish of any kind, their medical professional, their doctor, will inform them, and then they will be connected to a wish granter who will then interview the child and decide what the child will decide what they want. Now, it could be a shopping spree, it could be an RV trip, it could be they want to see the Hollywood sign, but if it has to do with Disney World, if it has to do with want to meet Mickey Mouse, I want to have breakfast with Belle, I want to hold an alligator at Gatorland, I want to go to Harry Potter Land and at Universal, any of those will then get looped to us. So then we have a village vacation planning department that will work with the wish granter to figure out what it is that the kids want. And then they'll plan with the family. So a lot of our families have never been on a vacation before. They've never been on a plane in some cases. So our planning department will work with them to make sure they understand everything and that they can get everything for vacation.
Okay. There you go. That answers our next question, I think, is along those lines, but I think you might have gotten your answers. You want to ask it anyway?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you do the trip planning or do the families do it themselves?
That's right. So it sounds like you guys have is it like a travel agent type function there?
Yeah, we have, we call it VIPS, Village Vacation Planning. And so typically when we're at full capacity, we have a person that oversees every region of the country. And so the family will be assigned to a village vacation planner. So that person will find out what it is that they like, if the child has any sort of medical allergy to different foods, if they need wheelchairs, if they need medical equipment. And then, just the fun stuff too. What do they want to do? What do they like? And we'll try and get some things put into their villa that will make them happy. So different toys, different things. We find out what they like, and we try and personalize their vacation as much as possible.
That's great. That's a wonderful thing. You're not walking into an unfamiliar space necessarily. They see things they're used to and like. Yeah. All righty. Well, you ready for, I guess it's number 5. Is that right?
No, number 6.
Number 6. Oh, you're right. Number 6. Okay, here we go.
Do you have medical services for children who need care while they visit?
So one of the things we strive to do is to make their experience and their vacation as free from medical facilities, med beds, anything that looks like a hospital or a doctor's office, and really make it to where they are not dealing with that or having to deal with that. Now, if they need to, and if it's medically necessary, then yes, they can bring a nurse, they can bring somebody. If they need a hospital bed, we can get that put in for them before they get here. But we don't have any sort of medical facility on site. We work very closely with the what's the word I'm looking for? Emergency medical, like, the fire department and ambulances and things like that, so that we have a plan that if a child needs quick medical attention, we can get that right away. So otherwise we don't have any sort of medical facility here. It's a week away from all of that.
So it's kind of it's a vacation from having to go through testing and treatments and everything too. Yeah.
Okay.
That makes sense. All right. You ready for number 7?
Yeah.
Okay. Here you go.
What kind of hotel rooms and restaurants are available for families?
Great question. So we have 166 villas that are just like homes. They're duplex style, which means that they're two homes attached together, and they connect with a door. So if we have a bigger family, they can have both sides of the villa if they
Okay.
need to. Each villa has 2 bedrooms. The Wish kids and their siblings get the master bedroom. So they'll have 2 beds in their bedroom, and then connected to a bathroom that has a garden tub and a wheelchair accessible shower, and everything like a hotel suite would have. Then the parents have their bedroom, and there's another bathroom, and then a living room and a kitchen, and then a big yard. So it's just basically like a home. And now that we've kind of run out of linear space, we are building up. So we have a building called Banyan Park, which is our villa's more condominium apartment style. So they're 3 stories, but they're
Yeah.
built the same way. So it's still the 2 bedrooms, living room, balcony, all that kind of fun stuff. So it's just like a home. And then the second part of your question is restaurants. So we have what we call Cafe Clayton. Our mascot is named Mayor Clayton, who's a rabbit. So it's I can actually show you. There's actually you can see him there. That's Mayor
there
Clayton.
You go. Yeah.
And his
Oh.
wife,
Cool.
Miss Mary. So we have Cafe Clayton that serves 3 meals a day. So they can have breakfast. They can have ice cream for breakfast if they want. That's a big thing that we do here is that ice cream is served 16 hours a day. We have an ice cream parlor called Henry Starlight Scoops, named after our founder, that you can get ice cream starting at 7 a.m. But we have a full service restaurant. So it's kind of buffet style. And we have breakfast, lunch, and dinner there. Pizza kitchen, so they can have pizza and pretty much any kind of food a kid would love. In addition to every possible kind of drink, soda, cookies, any sort of snacks you could want. They basically just come in and get whatever they want, whenever they want.
That's the big meal plan, huh?
Yeah.
That's be pretty cool, especially when you're going and you just want to relax and do something fun. And I guess the parents don't have to cook and all that other kind of stuff, so that makes it better. They can relax too.
Yeah, and then we also have delivery, so they could call if they don't want to go to our restaurant, and we'll deliver it to their villa.
That's awesome. All righty, you ready for number? I think we're at number 8. There you go. Okay, this is a follow-up on that one, I think. Yeah, go ahead.
How do you handle meal planning for children with special dietary needs?
Dietary, there you go.
So part of what happens when they get their village vacation planner is they'll find out everything that they're allergic to or any sort of medical dietary needs. So in Henry Starlight Scoops, for instance, we'll have dairy-free ice cream, sugar-free, anything that you could possibly want or need. And if it's something that they find out we don't have, because they start planning ahead of time, we'll go out and make sure we have whatever that dietary need is for that child. So every possible dietary need is fulfilled.
There you go.
Oh.
So that takes that headache away too, huh?
Yeah.
All right, number 9.
How do families travel to and from the theme parks? Are the park tickets included with their stay?
So they travel to and from the theme parks. Either they'll have a rental car, which we'll provide, which a lot of the families do, or in some cases they've driven in their own cars anyway. So they'll have their own car. Some kids can't fly, so they have to drive if they're close enough. So they'll have their own car, a rental car, or we partner with Mears, which is a bus company that will provide buses, but we also provide Mears will provide smaller like SUV type cars. We'll pick them up and take them, and then of course Uber and Lyft is also a possibility. The park tickets are included. They get 3 days, 3 park days at Disney, 2 days of Universal, and 1 day of SeaWorld. And then anything else that's in Central Florida, we pretty much have partnered with Kennedy Space Center, Legoland, Gatorland, Icon Park. Is pretty much anything that we have in Central Florida. It's just like when you go to a hotel and you see all the brochures. We have
right.
that here too. And, they can pick out what they want to do and go do that.
That's cool.
Oh.
All right.
Look,
Cool. All right. Now we're up to number 9 already.
no, we're on 10.
Oh, 10. Why do I keep forgetting that? Okay, you're on the ball. You got it. All right.
Okay. I saw that you have a phone app for guests. Is that new?
Yes. It's not that new. So it's called HAP for Hotels, and I think that's what it's called. I'm gonna look it up on my phone. I think I have it still. Yeah, HAP the number 4 hotels. And so we can do push notifications and let people know what's going on when they're here, remind them about our nightly parties, which I'll tell you about. I just want to make sure it's not one of your questions.
Yeah.
And things that are going on, things that are happening, if there's lightning in the area, if it's rain, anything that we need them to know, they can go there, and they can also see times for when food is served and all those kinds of fun things.
Yeah. So there you go. They have kind of their planner with them right through the app.
Look,
Yeah.
like a calendar.
That's right. It's like a calendar. Well, we don't have a question about the party, so you want to go ahead and ask that now? We can build that into this question.
Like how?
Like say, hey, can you tell us about the Yeah, well,
Yes,
I guess,
I
yeah.
will-
Well,
I
could
will
you tell us about that part, I guess, while we're here with
Absolutely.
this question?
So, part of what we do is that we try and do a whole year's worth of memories in 1 week. So with that, we have a different themed party every night. Monday is Halloween, so we throw a big Halloween party. There's trick-or-treating, costumes, and all the things that come with Halloween. Tuesday is our mascot, Mayor Clayton's birthday. So it's a full-on birthday party for everyone. He celebrates his
Whoa.
birthday every week. So he's a pretty old guy now because he's having a weekly birthday. And then Wednesday, typically we would have our Village Idol talent show that happens, just kind of like American Idol or America's Got Talent, where kids can get up and show off their talents. Thursday, which is today, is Christmas. So Santa comes tonight, and actually it's downstairs, and we serve Christmas dinner, and all the kids get presents. There's Christmas music playing everywhere. And right now, Christmas lights are already up because we're getting ready for our next Christmas light display, which starts in November. But because it's millions of lights that get put up, I don't know if you've seen, it's not on here, but like picture of our mushroom carousel. That's currently covered in lights.
Wow.
And so it's full Christmas on Thursday. And then Friday, we have our Once Upon a Village party, which is pirates and princesses and fairy tale characters. They all come out for a party on Friday night. And then we have various things that happen on Saturday and Sunday, tea parties and games at the Candyland playground and all sorts of stuff like that.
So it's got to be tough to decide whether they want to go to the parks or stay there and do all that. Does all that happen in the evenings?
It does. It happens at 7:00. And like you said, though, because we have so many things, we have 5 accessible rides, mini golf and fishing and 2 swimming pools and a splash pad and horseback riding and so many things. A lot of times they will wind up spending a day here as part of their week just to do some of the things that we can do here.
All right, cool. All right. Here you go. I think it's number 11. Is that right? Yeah.
Who is Mayor Clayton and what other characters live at the village?
So Mayor Clayton is, as I showed you, our mascot. He is a bunny rabbit, and he's married to Miss Mary, and they live at the village. We also have Sprinkles and Murphy. They're gingerbread people. Sprinkles is the female, and Murphy is the male. We have Kaylee, that's a penguin. We have Twinkle Hope, which is a My Little Pony. And she lives here, sponsored by Hasbro. We have Rugby and Remy that are dogs. and we have I know I'm missing somebody. We have Stellar, who's a fairy, and she installs all of the stars in our Castle of Miracles. So every child gets a star that will live on in the castle. And then we have lots of other characters. There are pirates and princesses and mermaids, and they all come out at different days for different events. Oh, my battery's running low. Should be good though. And so yeah, there's dozens of characters, and they all come to visit the kids at different points in the week.
There you go.
Okay.
Wow, that's a lot of meet and greets, huh?
Yeah.
A lot of photos.
Wait a minute. I do have a question though.
What's that?
Can y'all all? I know y'all also take in kids like critical illnesses.
Critical illnesses. That's right.
So what about special needs kids like young adults?
Like kids who have different types of special needs that are not necessarily an acute illness or a critical illness, more of a chronic issue that they live with.
So they do limit, and we go by the Make-A-Wish standard, critical illness. So it has to be. It's not life-threatening illness. Used to be that was what the criteria was, but now it's a critical illness. So just to kind of give you a little bit of insight in that. So let's say that somebody with Down syndrome, they wouldn't necessarily qualify as a critical illness, but a lot of kids with Down syndrome sometimes will have leukemia or at a risk for leukemia. So that would qualify as a critical illness. But there are other types of wish granters that work with kids that have special needs for different types of things. But at Give Kids the World, it's just critical illnesses. It's what they limit it to.
Yeah, and like you said, their physicians will be able to identify what qualifies and what doesn't, I'm assuming.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we had a question about Night of a Million Lights. That's next. So one of the questions was, can anybody visit to see them also?
So yeah, I'll give you a little bit of history on Night of a Million Lights. So last year we were closed due to COVID, and we were trying to figure out what we could do with our space to keep going, to do something and allow people to see what it is that we do. So we spoke with Disney World, and they had a lot of the lights that would have been the final year of the Osborne lights. And apparently they had just been in a warehouse. So they donated those lights, and there were 3 million of them. And so we spent, we finalized everything in September, and we were up and running by November. It is open to the public. Last year, we saw 91,000 people come through the gates over 52 nights. And it was a great fundraiser for Give Kids the World. And yes, anybody can come, anybody can buy tickets. We actually have tickets on sale now for year 2, which is going to be different and, believe it or not, bigger than last year. There will be a musically synced show in our fairy tale forest area of the village. So if you remember Osborne Lights, they had the dancing lights. We're going to have that this year, which we didn't have last year. As well as the villas all decorated, which a lot of them already are, and they've been working on them. I was out today and I saw them putting up lights. So we're getting ready for that. That starts November 12th and runs through January 2nd.
That's cool.
Question.
Wow.
And what about a purple cat?
Oh, she was asking about the purple cat they used to have at the Osborne Lights. They'd always hide it every year.
Oh, no, we didn't. We only got the actual string lights. We didn't get any of the wire forms or any of that stuff.
Oh, okay,
yeah. So we didn't get any of their characters, but we did order some wire frames that they weren't from Osborne, and we didn't have the cat. But you're not the first person to ask that question.
Yeah, I can imagine somebody's got that one. They probably sneaked away somewhere, huh? Some cast member. Yeah. That would be cool. All right. Here we go. Here's number 13. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
What advice do you have for families who are planning to stay at the village?
Yeah. So kind of like, what should they look forward to? What should they plan to do or help with to get their mind ready?
There are so many things. Obviously, talking to their village vacation planner, learning all the things that you can do. But I would say going out and looking at the Disney site, figuring out what it is that you want to see, and Universal and SeaWorld, and planning and figuring out what it is that you want to do, just like any other vacation you would go on. It's the same thing here. Just figuring out what it is that you want to do and making sure that you don't miss anything, and getting reservations for things that you want to see that require that. And but not just Disney, Universal, and SeaWorld. Look at all the other things that we have to offer in Central Florida, and a lot of times we can get you into those places as well.
There you go. Just maybe think beyond the traditional theme parks, and that's probably not what a lot of people are thinking, right? Yeah, it's a great opportunity for other things.
Oh, you're talking about the family old white stuff, like
Gatorland.
Like all attractions and stuff.
Yeah, there's tons of things in Central Florida, and including we're talking about like NASA, right on the coast. To go see the stuff that's out there, and then there's probably hundreds of places to visit, I would guess, at least. So that's a great advice. All right, number 14, here you go.
How can people help with your mission? And you would get volunteers.
Yes. So typically we run on, when we're at full capacity, we have 1,800 volunteer hours per week. So just to kind of put that in perspective, almost everything is done through volunteers. We only have about 100 paid staff. That includes our housekeeping, food and beverage. A lot of food and beverage are volunteers, like the serving and things like that. So yes, people can help. Obviously, we run on donations, so that's one way. But volunteering is a huge part, and that's how we're able to do what we do, and keep our costs so.
I think his computer might have died. I think the battery might have gone out.
Yeah, the iPhone battery was low.
Commercial break.
That's right. Yeah. Okay, you want to do number 14 again?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll pull it off and then go. Okay.
How can people help with your mission? Do you expect volunteers?
There you go.
So yes, we run on, when we're at full capacity, we run on 1,800 volunteer hours per week. Pretty much everything that you can do at the village, there's a volunteer there. Down to food serving, our food prep people and the cooks and things like that are paid staff, but everyone else is a volunteer. People that run the carousel are volunteers, the rides. It's heavily based with volunteers, which is how we keep our costs so low. So a big part of what we would need is people volunteering, obviously, and you can do that on our website. You can sign up and you can do the virtual orientation. You can start your volunteer positions. We'll need a lot of them for Night of a Million Lights. A lot of that runs on volunteers, including the light installs. A lot of the basic lighting is done by volunteers, like putting lights in trees and bushes and things like that. And then obviously we run on donations. We are a charity, so we always need donations. So if people are willing to donate money, then that's great. If they want to do their own fundraisers, that's kind of my area. I oversee a lot of the peer-to-peer fundraising. So things like our 5K, we have a rappel off of a 29-story building that you can fundraise and be a part of in February. We work with celebrities and reality TV stars and all types of people to fundraise in different ways, in different kinds of events. Like I mentioned, the 5K, we had just had our gala. We had a Disney convention a couple of weeks ago. We do a golf tournament typically. We do all sorts of stuff that's fundraising based.
There you go. That's pretty cool. And yeah, for a resort that size, it takes a lot to operate. I don't know. There'd probably be hundreds and hundreds of people for a Disney resort that's the size of what you guys are operating. So I can see why. Yeah. Wow, that's pretty amazing. And it's great for the people in the area. And I imagine the people that come to visit can volunteer as well. It's not just local residents, right?
There are a lot of people that base their vacations around volunteering here. They'll do a vacation and they'll do 2 days of volunteering here, and then they'll go and do other stuff in Central Florida. And they do that year after
That's
year.
cool.
And we have snowbirds, and we have college kids, and kids that need volunteer hours for scholarships and all sorts of things.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense. A lot of schools do that, huh?
Yeah.
What were you going to ask?
Can y'all usually do partnership with the other companies or special events and stuff?
Do you do partnerships with other companies who do special events?
Yeah.
Do you have
Yes.
any? Okay.
Yeah. I mean, so a lot of times we look first for donated things. So, like for instance, our gala last week, we did for some of the ticket holders, we did tapas style like food. So they were able to go around and try different food, like kind of like what you would do at Epcot Food and Wine. And so a lot of those restaurants donated in order to promote their food and showcase food to the people at the gala. So they were able to go around and try. And so that offset the cost of our gala because they donated the food that we provided to our guests, but in turn, they were able to promote their restaurants. So that's one example of how we partner with tons of corporate partners. We have a whole department here in development and advancement that just works with corporate partners for donations and for volunteers.
That answer your question?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was great.
I was thinking about the big part companies like Disney, Universal.
Well, they do.
SeaWorld.
Yeah, they donated all the Christmas
They
lights
give
last
us,
year. Yeah.
and they provide all of the theme park tickets, what we call in kind, so for free, to the families that are here. So Disney, Universal, and SeaWorld and all the parks donate the admissions to our families that come to the village.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah.
All righty. Well, the last one I think is just a follow up to what you were saying. So if people want to donate, how do they do that?
So they can go to our website, and of course it's gktw.org, and right prominently on the main page you can click donate. That's the easiest way to do it. Or you can participate in one of our events. You can do a virtual 5K on our gingerbread run. You can do an in-person 5K at our gingerbread run, which is November 6th. And there's fundraising that goes with that. And then there are incentives that you can earn for your fundraising, t-shirts and all sorts of different like Christmas ornaments and gingerbread houses and all kinds of things you can earn when you fundraise. And then events, like I mentioned, our gala, the Disney convention, buying tickets to those things are obviously a donation to the village. Attending some of our other events. Last night I hosted we work a lot with the show Survivor and Big Brother and Amazing Race. So last night we hosted a watch party where we brought in some people from Survivor, and we charged an admission for people to come in. They had dinner and they watched the show with other survivors, and we had games and we did raffles, and we raised about $2,000 doing that last night. So there's just all sorts of ways you can participate. You may not be able to donate yourself, but you can sign up to do one of our events and ask your friends to support and donate in your mission to get to do the 5K or the rappel or whatever it is that we do.
It's pretty much anything you can come up with. You guys may be able to find a way to work with, right? Any brainstorming ideas? Yeah. Okay. Well, that was the last question. I think it's time to say thank you. All right.
Thank you again, Mr. Omar Elkalyoubie.
There you go.
From the World Village and Orlando, Florida, for joining me tonight for this special interview.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
We appreciate it. Take care.
Bye.
Okay, now we're off mute now, guys.
In the age of the video call, you're on mute. Yes, we figured. Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
So what did y'all think?
we-
That was pretty cool, huh? I think it was pretty cool. Emma's going to look at the comments when she knows she shouldn't be looking at the comments. She'll be looking at you, her friends. So what did y'all think? Tell us what you thought of the interview. Have you heard about Give Kids the World Village in the past? I know I heard about it before we talked to him, but I didn't know a ton about it.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was as big as Epcot.
I did not know that they actually got some of the light from Osborne Family
I know,
Light.
and they got some of the lights from Osborne Family Lights.
Hopefully they're putting the music.
And they're doing it again this year. The Night of a Million Lights are doing it again this year for Christmas. We got some comments coming. Emma's mom says, great interview. Thank you.
Mom.
Michael says, same thing. Great interview.
Thank you, Michael.
And Mike says, awesome interview, Emma. Great job.
Thank you, Mike.
She always does. She really does. And she makes new friends so easily. And she learns things, right? Because now that you know this stuff, knowing you, you're never going to forget it. So that's pretty awesome. And Brian is very kind. He says, I have yet to see a bad interview from Emma.
Thank you, Brian.
That's really nice. That's very nice. So, guys, thank you for watching it. We will tell you again real quick. Saturday night, this Saturday night, right? What night is that? That is that's the 6th, right? November 6th is Make-A-Wish, the interview with Jill Skinner.
Here in Gecko and South Texas, and there is also a pre-recorded interview.
That's right. It's a recorded interview because we had to schedule some time when she was available.
Yeah.
They're very busy this time of year,
Yes,
and they're going to get even more busy as the holidays come, right?
Yeah.
And then Wednesday night, Emma's friend Patrick is going to be co-hosting Disney Trivia Live, this time on Star Wars: The Clone Wars. So if you're a Star Wars fan, be there or be square.
Like Steve from Minecraft or Kid.
Yeah, be there or be a Minecraft character, I guess.
Her.
All right, let's see. Christmas time at Walt Disney World and Disneyland. That's right. That is amazing. That just makes me smile thinking of that, Jonathan. Thank you. Let's see. Emma's mom says, I'm getting an idea for Emma volunteering at Give Kids the World. That would be pretty fun.
And how are we going to do it if we're here in Texas?
Well, when you're visiting.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that's what she's talking about. Oh, great interview. Hey, Dean, good to see you. And I see a note also from, I lost it. There it is. From Monica. Monica says she is a Star Wars fan.
Oh, yeah.
Well, mark your calendar for next Wednesday night at 7, week from today, because it's going to be fun.
Reminder as well, Monica.
That's right.
Trivia.
And share it with friends that like trivia, that like Star Wars, right? Because the more people, the merrier. The more it's going to be fun.
Yeah.
So those were your reminders for the next shows coming up. Jonathan, as always, is there for us. He says Star Wars trivia.
Yeah.
Hashtag Star Wars. Hash Brown. Star Wars trivia.
From McDonald's. Not sponsored.
Yeah, and there's Dean says, hey, guys. Thank you for visiting, Dean.
Yeah.
If you don't know, guys, can I explain about Live Place? Okay. If you don't know, Dean Rice, Emma interviewed not long ago about the Live Place. The Live Place, theliveplace.com, is a website that has a listing of family-friendly streaming channels. Emma is listed, and so are a lot of other channels. If you're a Disney fan, you know about Resort TV 1. Emma interviewed Josh from Resort TV 1 recently. You know about Mouse Talk.
Mr. Walt and Miss Melissa.
Emma interviewed them as well. They're also channels listed on the Live Place. And there's lots of others. So if you want to watch something cool that's live, and it's not just Disney, there's cruise channels, there's food channels, there's all kind of stuff, but they're all at theliveplace.com, and they're all family friendly. So I would go to that website, bookmark it, and share it when you find something you want to see, because we watch a lot of YouTube. So what?
Will we have a better word about Ryan Middle Crockett?
Well, once we know more about it, yes, we will. that's something we've been talking about recently, but we will do that. There's a project coming up that we're going to help share the word on once we get the details.
Yeah.
Oh, and Dean says, thank you. I really appreciate it. Oh,
No
it's
problem.
from the heart. You
No
guys
problem,
do so
bud.
much. Everybody at the channel,
Yeah.
all the other channels, but mainly you, Dean. You do a lot of work that helps to get the word out about live streamers like Emma.
Yeah.
And you're a really nice guy because you did a great job with the interview. And you had
Yeah.
us on your channel, which was really cool. First time we've been interviewed.
Yeah.
First time for Emma, and she enjoyed it so much. So those are out there. Go check out those interviews too, guys, if you haven't. All righty.
We tell you thank you.
And Brian says Dean's site is the TV guide of live streams.
I never seen a TV guy when I was younger.
Thumbs up. Yeah, Emma's
That's older than me though.
TV guides are older. That's right. Oh gosh. All righty. Well, I think it's time to say goodnight to all our company.
Yeah.
EMMA MOUSE. No,
That's a nickname, by the way.
Emma Mouse.
If you guys are wondering.
Oh, well, so I think it is actually time to say goodnight. So you want to thank everybody, and we will hit the outro.
Cutie outro.
Well, you got to thank everybody first.
Bye.
Can't just cue the outro.
Right.
All right, so how do you wrap it up?
Thank you everyone for watching. Thank you everyone for watching tonight.
Thank you.
Make sure to like, subscribe if you haven't to our new channel. Make sure to say a hi in the comment.
That's right.
On the podcast. And make sure to hit the notification bell, hit all, so you'll make another good content uploaded video.
That's right.
Including my short video.
That's right. Emma has a lot of good videos coming up and that are already out that are not live. They're just little snippets of trip videos, great memory videos, clips from interviews. So that you don't have to watch the whole interview. There's some clips about what would our guests, what would Emma's interview guests want to ask Walt Disney.
And
there's
Roy.
A whole series coming out.
And Roy.
And there's several of them out now. It's coming out once a week.
And Roy.
And Roy, yes. You know I like Roy too. All right, so it's time to say goodnight.
Yeah.
So we will see you
on Friday night for the interview.
Real soon, everybody.
Yeah.